People across the country are trying to protect birds by using fake chimneys. They're hoping birds will use them as nesting spots as well as places to stop when they migrate.
They need a structure that resembles a chimney like this, that is hollow down in the center and that they can build their nest on the side of.
Conservationists say there is a need for these fake chimneys now, as a lot of new homes are being built without chimneys. A new report's highlighting a need for more transparency in real estate. The Consumer Federation of America says it's often hard to find just how much commission real estate agents charge. For a majority, it's 6%, which creates a lack of price competition. Now, the group found commission amounts are not disclosed on agent and broker websites and rarely even mentioned. Even when they called real estate offices, they couldn't get information on full commission levels. When Americans were asked if they knew how much it cost to buy or sell a home, fewer than a third knew. Now, it's knowledge that could save families thousands because about a fourth of agents said they were prepared to reduce their fees.
But even buyers who are typically told by buyer brokers that the seller pays the commission should have a conversation with them about compensation and ask them in particular if they're prepared to show them houses, even if the commission split that the buyer broker would receive is below that of the normal area.
Now, there is some change starting in the Pacific Northwest with disclosing commissions and by the company Redfin. Meanwhile, there's a massive class action lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors challenging commission practices. Well, he is a Broadway violinist who, depending on the time of day, plays for well-dressed theater goers and sometimes for those who are full of hope but just struggling to live. Tomorrow here on The Now, the story of how this well-known violinist ended up playing for dogs in a shelter and how they have helped better his life.
Thank you, Chris. And hopefully this morning you found those heavier layers. Not only are you going to need them this evening, but even as we go through the next couple of days here, we are going to be well below average for this time of year. Average highs around 60. We'll be in the lower to middle 40s right through the upcoming weekend. At least we're going to be drying things out. Quite a bit of sunshine tomorrow. We're back into the middle 50s by Monday. Thanks for joining us for the Now Indy. The news at 6 o'clock starts right now.
To know that now he's out of school, I mean, he's a freshman in high school. That's the most concerning.
A student expelled from school for vaping. Why his parents say the school should have helped him instead of punishing him.
The state of Indiana suspends work requirements for low-income residents to receive Medicaid. The reason why and what this means for you.
And you might say this young man is crafty. He's serving up macaroni and cheese, and there's a whole lot more at the 24th annual Trunk or Treat at the State Fairgrounds.
Construction has been stalled on a major hotel project in Speedway. We're working to get answers from town leaders.
Fresh food is hard to find in parts of central Indiana. Tonight, we take this major concern to the 3 Indianapolis mayoral candidates.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
First at 6, take a look at this. The first snow of the season, and it is happening on Halloween. Flakes flying in the air, but luckily not sticking to the roads.
Yeah, so judging by the snow, we could know that it's a cold night for trick-or-treaters out there. Some kids are avoiding the elements, staying inside for trunk or treat events. RTV6 is live at one of those events at the State Fairgrounds, as you see there.
It is a Storm Team 6 alert day. We begin with meteorologist Kyle Mounts.
So, Kyle, how will it be for the kids tonight, heading into tomorrow as well?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is going to be the cold and the wind for the kids. Yeah, we've had some snow showers out there. Those are starting to taper off a little bit, but you can see some of those snow showers from earlier today in the Greencastle area, and at times we had some of those bigger snowflakes and reducing visibility, not sticking a whole lot, but now that the sun is setting, we've got that lower sun angle, we may see a little more of this starting, especially in some of those flower beds, but I think the roads are going to be just fine. Here's a look at Storm Team 6 radar. You can see we've got a few light snow showers, mainly some flurries from Indianapolis back into Hendricks County and then stretching north and west through Lebanon, even into Frankfort. And we've got another batch of some snow showers through Logansport and Peru. Going to start to improve a little bit for you around Delphi. But we mentioned the visibility issues. There you can see it, less than a mile visibility around Lafayette and into the Peru area. As we go through the next couple of hours, best chance for some of those snow showers going to be north of Interstate 70. But again, those winds are going to remain pretty gusty, over 30 miles per hour. We'll talk about when things will start to improve in a few minutes.
Now to the RTV6 news feed. A woman found dead in a Benton County house had an 8-foot python wrapped around her neck. State police say someone found 36-year-old Laura Hurst dead with the snake around her neck Wednesday night. Investigators say the house is set up specifically for the collection of snakes. Police found about 140 of them inside. The Benton County Sheriff owns the house.
Nearly 24 people in Johnson County are in jail after police did a sweep targeting suspected drug dealers. They are calling it Operation Hocus Pocus. Warrants were issued for 33 people. At last check, 22 people were behind bars. Investigators say most were busted for allegedly dealing meth.
Teen Mom OG star Amber Portwood has been sentenced to probation as part of her plea agreement for a fight earlier this year in Indianapolis. Portwood is accused of attacking her live-in boyfriend with a machete and a shoe on the 4th of July. She is sentenced to 2.5 years probation and must go to 26 weeks of court-ordered parenting classes and can have no contact with the victim.
The state of Indiana is temporarily suspending work requirements for low-income residents who receive their health insurance through Medicaid. The state is waiting for a federal lawsuit challenging the plan to be sorted out. The Indiana Family and Social Services Administration says it won't be enforcing rules that could have led to coverage losses after December 31st.
Open enrollment to sign up for health insurance through the Marketplace begins tomorrow. You need to go to healthcare.gov to fill out an application and enroll. You have until December 15th to sign up for health coverage that would go into effect on January 1st of 2020. New at 6, a student is expelled from school after getting sick from vaping. He sought help from the school nurse and now is no longer allowed back. Working for you, RTV6's Stephanie Wade is in Spencer tonight, speaking with his family who feels this just isn't right.
Just a few months into his freshman year, a student here at Owen Valley High School was expelled, he says, for seeking medical treatment after having a bad reaction to vaping.
It's scary because I didn't really know what is in the vape.
September 30th, Keegan Hauk felt dizzy, his vision blurry after smoking from a friend's vape in the school restroom.
Then I was constantly more thirsty, and then I got to a point I threw up.
Worried something was really wrong, he went to the school nurse and told her what happened.
He was taken via EMS to the hospital. His oxygen level was 70%.
He was diagnosed with pneumonitis, lung inflammation caused by vaping. The hospital reported it to the CDC. He's now a part of the growing statistic of 41 confirmed cases of vaping-related illnesses in Indiana, 56 probable cases, and 3 deaths. Keegan says he didn't know what was in his friend's vape, though.
I just thought it was just nicotine because that's what's mostly in vapes.
But according to the school district, it tested positive for THC oil. So the school decided to expel him indefinitely.
How are we supposed to, tell our children, if you have a medical problem, even if it is smoking a vape in school, and I understand that he, did wrong by doing that, but we're teaching them, don't go to the school, officials, don't go to the nurse, because you could get in trouble.
His mother has written an appeal letter trying to get him back into school, but has been unsuccessful.
It's a true nightmare. We've been through enough. I mean, to be honest with you, we as parents have been through enough. He's been through enough.
The Spencer Owen Community School Superintendent says they can't comment on specific students, but they do have rules that specifically address possession or use of tobacco products, including vapes, that lead to expulsion.
He's missed long enough school. We need to be back in school.
His family is hoping they reconsider. Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Well, it is illegal to use vape products if you are under the age of 18. The Indiana State Department of Health says schools set their own policies in regards to vaping guidelines. Working for you and getting answers, a mystery has finally been solved. Indigo says it knows the reason for a smell on one of its buses that was causing problems for riders last week. It's a story RTV6 first brought you last Thursday. Indigo says oil leaking under the engine of the bus caused the smell. The company says mechanics have fixed the issue. Last week, passengers said they were coughing the entire time they were on the bus. One rider said his eyes and nose were running and he couldn't breathe. After the smell developed and riders began complaining, Indigo says they took the bus out of service. Again, Indigo says that bus has been fixed.
What is happening? I mean, all of us that live in Speedway is concerned about that corner.
A major construction project stalled. Now people living in Speedway are looking for answers. A new hotel was supposed to be built right across from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but some say construction crews walked away from the job months ago and haven't been there since. Megan Sanctorum is working for you tonight to find out what's causing the delay and what the town is doing about it.
Some call it the most valuable corner in Speedway, but for months, it's looked like this, with no signs of any progress.
This is what the corner of 16th and Main looks like right now.
It's a disgrace.
The partially finished project,
Raw concrete with 2 elevator shafts,
is leaving some with more questions than answers.
They walked away at the end of June, and we've seen no one on the site since.
Marie Hall owns 3 sisters and a trunk on Main Street. She says this is now nothing more than an eyesore, and she's worried about what's next for the corner.
The unknown is always frightening. You don't know what's going to happen. We all gave a lot to have this built.
We first reached out to the developer in August after noticing the work stoppage. At that time, Drew Loftus of Loftus Robinson told us they were working through design coordination and approvals, but he said construction would resume soon. Now, months later, still no progress. A representative with the town of Speedway tells me they've been trying to contact Loftus Robinson for updates, but haven't had much luck. They tell us the Economic Development Administration guidelines allow for a 181-day work stoppage. And as of right now, they're still in that window.
I know that they had good intentions, and they thought it was going to be different, but this is not what the residents of Speedway agreed upon.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And our calls and emails to Loftus Robinson have not yet been returned. We will continue to look into this story and bring you any updates as they become available.
When it comes to finding fresh food to eat, many in Indianapolis are stranded. There are food deserts scattered across the city where some people are miles away from their closest grocery store. This comes after many chain grocery stores have closed across the city. We spoke with all 3 mayoral candidates about their plans to change that and help get food closer to those who are struggling.
The City County Council passed in its budget for 2020 a considerable portion appropriation for working with community groups and neighborhood associations in terms of food access.
We need to show an urgency about the food desert. And there's no reason in the world the people at 38th and Post Road and the people at 29th and Martin Luther King should go without a grocery.
We really need to change the zoning laws to benefit everybody so that it's not used as a barrier for people to open their own business. It used to be very easy in this city to open a small business, such as a grocery store or a small retail.
Indianapolis voters will choose one of these 3 candidates on Election Day, which is November 5th. Stick with RTV6 all week as we ask the candidates about the top issues that matter to you. A push to get more healthy food in our schools now.
The new guide for schools to follow and the impact it could have on our kids.
Plus, hiring Hoosiers, the jobs available that are sure to put you into the holiday spirit.
IU has secured a trip to a bowl game, but they have their sights set much higher this season. I'm Brad Brown in Bloomington. The Hoosiers are getting set for primetime football. We'll take a look ahead coming up in our Sports Extra Spotlight.
I'm live at the State Fairgrounds trunk or treating. You ladies like ice cream? Our order just came up. We're at the diner. There's so many places here for trunk or treating. We'll be back. I'll tell you more coming up.
Just call Summers. This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Our Hiring Hoosiers initiative works to connect you to job opportunities, and we know sometimes a seasonal position is what you need in this stage of life. So this week we continue to highlight some unique seasonal job openings in Central Indiana ahead of the holiday season. Newfields and their Winter Lights experience is not only a must-see winter wonderland for you as a guest, but there's a lot of opportunities within the organization for seasonal work that is fulfilling. Working at Newfields is all about hospitality, from parking attendants to wayfinders to security and beyond. The organization typically hires 60 to 80 part-time seasonal employees each season to bring their attractions to life for their guests. Drew Roach started as a seasonal worker as a gallery guide, but when a full-time position opened up as a security rover, Drew jumped on the chance and it paid off.
My favorite thing about it, as a matter of fact, is that you never know who you're talking to. So many different opportunities, like doors and windows, can open for you.
Now, seasonal workers at Newfields make $10 an hour and typically work 15 to 20 hours a week. They are always offered a drink on their shift and during holidays, a warm meal. And they are hiring right now. If you want to apply for a seasonal position at Newfields, we have more info for you and a link to apply at our website at hiringhoosiers.com. There you can read our full behind-the-scenes look at those seasonal positions.
Covering education tonight, a new resource is available for schools to provide your children locally sourced food and healthier options. Today at Franklin Community High School in Johnson County, the Indiana State Department of Health unveiled a resource guide that will connect schools to local and fresh food products. It's called the Indiana Grown for Schools Buyer's Guide.
Here in Indiana, access to good nutrition is critical as we work to address our high obesity rates. In Indiana, 2/3 of our adults are either overweight or obese, and 1/3 of our children are either overweight or obese. And we know that the highest risk factor to be an obese or overweight adult is to have been an obese or overweight child.
With help from Purdue Extension, the new guide will help food service directors in schools find school-ready products grown or raised by local farmers.
All right, we have been playing peekaboo with the city here from the IMS Pagoda, and at this point, I can't really make it out there as we've got some more snow showers moving through and the camera's bouncing around with that west wind at 25 miles per hour. That takes our 32-degree temperature, makes it feel like we are in the upper teens, and those winds are going to continue to gust for us here as we go through the evening hours, over 30 miles per hour, possibly over 40 miles per hour at times. There's a look at those temperatures and the wind chills that we got to talk about here on Halloween. Feels like the teens in Lafayette and Peru. Feels like 20 degrees in Columbus with a temperature of 32. And we've got a few of those snow showers still rotating through, mainly from Indianapolis and then areas to the north, but little to no accumulation going to be happening out of those. All right, this evening we got Boo Radley here, ready not for a walk, but a jam session. And to help
Boo Radley.
Yeah, help hand out some candy there, stay in nice and warm out of those chilly, cold, frigid temperatures we've got in the 30s out there. And I know where they've got some other very cool costumes this evening with Kevin Gregory out there at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Kevin?
And Kyle, we've got a minor crisis. I'm not sure how to get the microphone from the witch, but the good news is you're a good witch, right?
Yes.
Yes, she's a good witch. I want you to see a birthday girl. This princess right here, what's her name?
Ajane.
She's how old?
She is 6 today.
And then Captain America up here, right there, fist bump, young man. How old is he? 2 years old. He wants to give him a fist bump, and he wants to hold the microphone. This is the Gates family. So we are here at the fairgrounds. With just a few more minutes, 45 minutes left of Trunk or Treat, the 24th annual event, and what a night to have it indoors. Perfect for indoors with all the wind, the cold, and falling temperatures. So there's the diner that we get our sundae from. But it's warm, it's hot, but it's fun in here. Back to you, Kyle.
All right, Kevin, get us a little bit of candy there as you make your way back here, right? Because we need that, and we need something to keep us warm tonight, because those temperatures are going to continue to fall. As Kevin was talking about, they are tumbling, and we're back into the middle 20s by tomorrow morning. 26 in the city. You'll be down to 26 in Bloomington and 24 in Peru. Now, tomorrow we're going to get rid of the snow and the precipitation out there and most of the wind. We'll get a little sunshine, but we are going to keep that chill going with temperatures only making their way back into the middle 40s there for that afternoon high. 49 degrees in Bloomington, so you'll be close to that 50-degree mark. Still, we should be closer to 60, though. You'll only make it to 45 in Muncie. Already making those weekend plans. I think we'll keep it dry, but we're going to bring the clouds back on Saturday. 42 will be the afternoon high there. 48 degrees on Sunday, and there you can see those morning lows are going to remain pretty cold as well. So maybe you want to sleep through some of that cold air. We are going to be falling back this weekend, so you get that extra hour of sleep. Don't forget to set some of those clocks, although most of them at this point will be doing it on their own. All right, next 7 days of the forecast, here we go. We've got temperatures that improve a little bit into early next week. We're at 55 for that afternoon high on Monday. Pretty quiet weather coming our way. Just a couple of isolated shower chances Tuesday and again on Thursday.
Kyle, thank you. Let's check out the RTV6 photo of the day. Check this out, a jack-o'-lantern. But do you see what's hanging off of it there?
That is a frog. I wonder if the light attracted the reptile or if he just spotted that friendly jack-o'-lantern face and wanted to hang out.
Maybe it's a prince.
Oh.
Waiting for a kiss.
I'm not going to find out.
Either way, a great and fitting picture for Halloween there from Adam Miller in Pendleton.
Send us your photo of the day. Email it to us at news@WRTV.com. I love these pictures.
I love that too. You can use social media too. Just post your picture to the RTV6 Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages.
And if we select your picture, we will air it here on the News at 6 and put it on our website, thengchannel.com.
All right, let's get to Brad Brown standing by with sports. Hey, Brad.
Amanda and Mark, thanks, and good evening, everyone. Now, picture this, being a football player who is supposed to be the guy on your team. Then you're told you're not the guy. But eventually, you need to be the guy again. Well, in Bloomington, the Hoosiers are going bowling, and Peyton Ramsey is one guy that is leading the way. Here's a look at tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight. It was a celebration nearly 3 years in the making. IU's football team had a turning the corner moment last Saturday. Their win at Nebraska earned the Hoosiers a bowl game before November. More than 25 years since that last happened.
It feels great to kind of have that off the table. And now we can just go back to the business of getting better every single week and trying to win our next football game.
Quarterback Peyton Ramsey led IU's offense with a season-best 351 yards. That came a week after coming into the Maryland game when Michael Penix Jr. left with another injury.
Right now, with how well we're playing and the confidence that we have, I don't really envision complacency being too big of an issue, and I didn't see it today. As one of the leaders on this team, it is my job to make sure that we continue to prepare and not get complacent.
The QB duo started camp in quite a battle for the starting spot. Ramsey, who started all 12 games last year, ended up as the backup for 2019. But he took it all in stride. The redshirt junior stayed in Bloomington and embraced his new role.
From the sideline, I've realized, different coverages and what works here and what works there. And I think that's been my biggest thing, is just understanding football better.
I think his mental toughness has been displayed through the way he's handled the adversity of being not named the starter, staying the course, not just choosing to stay, but to choosing to be locked in.
The IU offense is full of playmakers, and Ramsey is finding ways to get many of them involved in a big way.
Man, Peyton is poised. He's a poised guy, so he's going to always, he's never going to be shook. If he gets shook, we're going to be like, but he's poised, he's confident. He's a confident guy.
At the end of the day, it's not really about football. It's about the kind of person that I am, and just treating people the right way, continuing to work hard, continuing to lead passionately.
IU has 4 games left. They'll likely be favored in 2 of them, at home this week against Northwestern and probably the bucket game at Purdue. They will have a bye week before a brutal pair against Penn State and home against Michigan, but a solid chance to get to 8 wins, maybe more. That would be their best total since 1993. Ramsey won this week's Manning Award for the nation's best quarterback performance. Yes, he is named after the QB, whose name goes with that award as well. Today's also Ramsey's 22nd birthday. No word yet on a potential return for IU quarterback Michael Penix Jr. We shall see. We'll hear from the Colts coming up tonight on the News at 11. We'll see you then. Back to finish up tonight's edition of the News at 6 after a final break.
For kids, there's nothing like Halloween.
Yeah, everyone is excited to dress up and then go on that hunt for candy.
And today, students at a local school received a lot of treats.
Yeah, RTV6 and our parent company, Scripps, have partnered with Urban Act Academy on the east side. Today, Indy Fuel players joined the school for a Halloween reading party.
The athletes read to kindergartners, first graders, and second graders. After a couple of stories, the kids got to run drills with the Indy Fuel coach, see hockey equipment, and eat candy. Also, we all got down on the dance floor. We did some Halloween dance moves.
Yeah, saw that video.
Yeah.
You're going to need to dance out some of that sugar the next couple of days. That's what's going to happen.
I needed some more of that sugar to keep up.
You're going to need to.
All right, we got some scattered snow showers out there this evening again, mainly along and north of Interstate 7.
Up next, World News with David Ewart.
We can have our own